Hi there, YouTube. It's been a long time since I've posted a video of any sort on my profile. Um, and, well, currently, since I stopped playing Airsoft due to the fact I've been going through a lot as it is now, I'm in the Army. Uh, so I decided to get back into some sort of hobby, and I decided to go with Yu-Gi-Oh! And I have 4 different decks, 2 of which I'm not done building, but 2 of which I am, and they're both a budget deck. But today I'm going to be showing you a great new budget deck that just came out this month called Rise of the True Dragons, and I'm going to show you how I built mine. Now, for those that know about Monarch decks, this deck is supposed to be somewhat like a Monarch deck in the sense that it all revolves around your graveyard. Except, why does it sound like it doesn't sound like a Monarch deck? Well, I'm going to explain. It is like a Monarch deck in the sense that all the cards will bring each other back. But, I mean, not in the sense of spells and traps like the Monarchs do. No, I mean more of the monsters bringing each other back. Because a lot of their effects can bring back another monster. Without further ado, let's get down to it so you can see what I mean. We're going to start with the monsters because I'm sure you guys want to know what I mean by this. First up, I only play one of these, Evil Swarm Zahak. His effect is basically he gets destroyed when he's out in the field by obviously your opponent, either through battle or effect of a card. He basically can special summon a level 5 or higher monster to the field. So it's great to get already a pretty decent dragon out there. You're not obviously going to get your best dragon out, but it's going to get you a pretty decent one. Next is Guardian of Felgrand. I run only one in my deck. Reason for him is he's great if you want to use him to overlay to bring out a nice XYZ, or if not, he has an ability where you can attach another card to him. For instance, I'll probably do like either a Felgrand Dragon or something like that and attach it to him, and he gains half, both the attack and defense, half of what that card is. So it's a great way to get a pretty powerful monster out there. And again, a lot of this deck revolves around your graveyard. So if he is destroyed, so will the attachment card. But the cool thing is the dragons can bring each other out of the graveyard, so it actually can help you play a lot of cards rather quickly. Felgrand Dragon, I only run one. He's more or less an attachment card, like I said. I attach him either to my Paladin or to my Guardian of Felgrand, and use him to help power up my Guardian. Again, he can only be special summoned through the graveyard. So basically Call the Haunted or another dragon effect can probably bring him out. And then the cool thing is, if he is special summoned, just target a card in your graveyard and he'll gain the attack equal to that monster's level times 200. Pretty easy enough. Next, one White Knight Dragon. The reason why you want to maybe run one, or I would say maximum I would say is 2 really, is, yeah, his attack stats are great, but his effect is great. If any spell or trap card targets this card, it negates it. So he can't be destroyed, pretty much. And you can send one of your own spells or traps to protect another card if it's about to be destroyed by a spell and trap, and it will aim it towards him, which will then be negated. So it's a great way to help back off spells and traps. Next, you want to put in 2 Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragons. That's right, this deck does come with Red Eyes Darkness Metal and Red Eyes Wyvern Dragons. The cool thing is this deck can actually comply with Red Eyes and Blue Eyes, but I don't run any Blue Eyes because it's a rather expensive cards to get my hands on right now. So yeah, as you all know, his effect is pretty simplistic. If he's special summoned from your hand, you know, just banish one face-up dragon-type monster you control once per turn, and you can bring out, you know, a better dragon type from your hand or graveyard. So yeah, definitely put about 2 at least in your deck. Great card. Next, Paladin of Felgran. He is good in the sense that you can equip another monster and it helps negate spells and traps from him. So, pretty simplistic, and you can also overlay him, like I said. Next, 3 Decoy Dragons. Effect, basically if he's targeted for attack, you can, you know, get rid of him, and then special summon from your graveyard any dragon. So, keep that in mind. Put 3. 3 Eclipse Wyverns. Basically, if he's been destroyed, you can banish 1 level 7 or higher light or dark dragon type monster from your deck. But if this card is banished, you can bring that card back to your hand. So it's great. Three Red Eyes Wyverns. You know, obviously, if you don't, as you know, his effect is if you did not, you know, normal summon or set a monster by the end of your phase, you know, you can banish this card from your graveyard, special summon 1 Red Eyes monster. So, great way to bring out your Red Eyes Darkness Metal. Perfect way, actually. So, yeah, 3 of which. So, you have 3 chances to bring out the 2 cards. And then 1 overlay with, or whatever you want to try to do. Then 3 Dragon Knight of Creations. You know, during your opponent's phase, he increases 4 more levels. On top of which, if he destroys one of your opponent's monsters, the cool thing is you can send 1 level 7 or 8 dragon type monster to from your deck to your graveyard. Then you can get rid of him to bring out that card later on. So it's a great card in the sense that if you want to bring out your heavy hitters. Next, 3 Arc Brave Dragons. Great cards yet again. These have to be summoned out. If they're special summoned out of your graveyard, they pop all your opponent's spells and traps that are face up. So, you know, great card. And for every spell and trap it destroys, it gains an extra 200 attack and defense. So you're looking at a very heavy hitter, so just try to get out on the field. So try to get him out as quick as possible. And then finally, out of my monsters here, and then we'll move on to my spells and traps, because there's not many in this deck. Divine Dragon Lord Felgran. Same thing. If he's been special summoned from your graveyard, you can target, you know, a monster your opponent controls, or in their graveyard, and banish it. If you do so, this card gains attack and defense equal to the banished monster's level or rank. So basically, for every level they have, you know, you get 100 more attack and defense points. Plus, you can target a level 7 or 8 dragon type monster in your graveyard and summon it, special summon it. So definitely try to get him in the graveyard first, and then bring him out first, so then you can bring out Arc Brave. Best strategy that you can do. Now for spells and traps. 1 Foolish Burial. This one's not a really necessary card you want. I just do it. I'm testing this out. But a Hand of Destruction, put at least 1 in there, because at least you can destroy your enemies, like your opponent's 2 cards, or how many ever he has in his hand. Makes him have to draw again. The Warrior Returning Alive, very useful card, obviously. Reinforcement of the Army, another useful card, again, to bring out either your Paladin or your Guardian. So, great way to get either one of those 2 to come back out, or come out in general. Return of the Dragon Lords. You can target a level 7 or 8 dragon monster in your graveyard, and you can special summon it. And and then if it's destroyed, this card gets banished. So basically, it will negate the destruction of that card, and this will become banished instead for it, so it doesn't gain any destruction. So I'm running actually 3 of these. Definitely worth having 3. Then 3 trade-ins, so I can trade, level 8 to draw 2 cards. So be kind of mindful of what card you're going to get rid of. Three Oasis of Dragon Souls. Basically, it's like a Call the Haunted, brings them back, but they'll be in defense permanently, and they're no longer a dragon type, they're called a Wyrm type. So keep that in mind. I run 3 of them because I could at least, if I have no monsters on the field, I could try to hold off on and not lose my life points. 1 Burst Breath. You tribute 1 dragon, destroy all face-up monsters on the field with defense less than or equal to the attack as the tributed monster. 2 Breakthrough Skills. Very, very, very useful cards. You target 1 face-up monster your opponent controls, and more or less all of its effects are negated until the end of the turn. And then obviously you can banish this card from your graveyard and target one face-up effect monster your opponent controls, and then target its effects negated until the end of that turn. So again, it's a good card. It's a very new deck for me, and it's not a horrible deck at all. I actually really do enjoy this deck. Call the Haunted, 2 of them. Because again, this whole deck revolves around your graveyard. Why not try to bring out your heavy hitters quicker? And then finally, 2 Dragon's Rebirths. So you'll basically target 1 dragon type monster you control, banish that target, and if you do, you can just bring out another dragon from your hand or graveyard. Another good way to bring out a heavy hitter. So that is my true dragon deck. Tell me what you think. If you want to see it updated, have even more skills or more cards like Blue Eyes or something like that, tell me, and I could try to tweak it a bit and see how it'll run. Other than that, try to hit me up on the comments below. Maybe sub to me, whatever you want to do. Have a good day.